Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Heartland Championship Wrestling, a special Friday night edition. My name is Dave Little, and we are coming to you live from the Dave Cave with action from the Filsinger Cup Championship tournaments. It is the biggest midweek show of the year, as tonight we bring you the quarterfinal matchups in the Filsinger Cup men's tournaments and the semifinals of the men's tag team tournament. All of tonight's winners will move on to the 2023 Tournament of Champions from Denver, which will be held this weekend. Actually, we will go on the air with that on Sunday, as I am going to be out of town throughout the day tomorrow. So the finals will take place on Sunday. Tonight, the semifinals of the tag team division and the quarterfinals of the men's division, as I mentioned. And on Sunday, 2023 Tournament of Champions will go down. You will see the finals of the ladies' tag tournament. You will see the finals of the men's tag tournaments. And you will see the semifinals and finals of both the men's and women's singles tournaments as well. And before we close the show tonight, we'll try and give you the full rundown. We've got 6 great matches lined up for tonight. First up, actually our what we have designated the main event, the most exciting matchup of tonight, will be our final contest between the Steiner brothers going up against the team of Cactus Jack and Kevin Sullivan. Of course, no love lost historically between Kevin Sullivan and the Steiner brothers. You throw Cactus Jack in the mix and you never know what is going to happen in tonight's feature matchup. But first, we take you to our opening singles contest of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with no time limit. Disqualification rules are in effect. This is a quarterfinal matchup in the Filsinger Cup men's tournament. Introducing first, out of Hollywood, California, standing at 5'9", weighing 220 pounds. He is accompanied to the ring by his valet, Sherry Dupre. This is Gorgeous George. Gorgeous George coming down the aisle here in Augusta, Georgia, to the vociferous booing of the fans, as he is accompanied by Sherry, but Gorgeous George has got to be the surprise entrant into these quarterfinals, as just last weekend he picked up a shocking upset win over reigning world heavyweight champion, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, to capture his spot in the quarterfinals and the chance to go to Denver on Sunday and wrestle for the prestigious Filsinger Cup. But he's got his hands full tonight because his opponent comes to you from Princeton, Minnesota. He stands at 6'1", weighing 234 pounds. This is Bob Backlund. So Bob Backlund, now one of the odds-on favorites to come away with the Filsinger Cup. But we'll see a lot of good competition here tonight. Backlund against Gorgeous George to start things off, and of course our gold and yellow Filsinger tournament dice being used for this matchup. As Bob Backlund moves out against his opponent tonight, Gorgeous George. And the opening initiative roll is tied. So we will go to the Face to the Mat Highlight Center booklet to resolve the tie, with Gorgeous George being the one to roll the dice, and on a roll of 2-3 is the wrestler strong. Backlund the stronger of the two men in this match, so the answer is no. Opponent smashes object into wrestler's body and scores 1 point. So we'll say that Gorgeous George came after Bob Backlund before the bell with those Georgie pins. Backlund reversed that and got the better of Gorgeous George and stunned him. And so we'll have Bob Backlund starting this match on level 2 offense with a hammerlock. Got the hammerlock wrapped onto Gorgeous George. George reverses his way out of that. And as they come together in the center of the ring, it is Backlund with that pumping side headlock. Nobody had a more fearsome headlock in the day than Bob Backlund. And Gorgeous George is taken down to one knee. Backlund in control. And Backlund now with a delayed vertical suplex. Up, over, and down to the canvas hard goes Gorgeous George. Backlund now in control with another big vertical suplex. And this time, Gorgeous George goes down and stays down. Backlund in control. What's he going to do? On a roll of 3, that is his out of the ring roll. And so he is going to pitch Gorgeous George out of the ring and down to the arena floor. But no, on a roll of 4, that is the double disqualification roll. As both men are on the outside of the ring mixing it up. Will Backlund be disqualified? No. Will Gorgeous George be disqualified? No. Now we go to the odd-even roll to decide this one, with Gorgeous George getting the even tallies. And on a roll of 4, it is Gorgeous George who wins the brawl on the arena floor. And oh, he just slammed Bob Backlund onto the arena floor, onto the ring steps with a pile driver. Nasty move there by Gorgeous George. He has got a lot of momentum in this tournament, coming off the surprise victory over Ric Flair. Gorgeous George is going to pitch Backlund back into the ring, and he is going to attempt a hammerlock of his own. This is a choice F maneuver, choice F. So he will need a roll of 5 or lower to complete this hammerlock. And on a roll of 9, Backlund easily powers his way out of that. And it is Backlund with another big vertical suplex. Down to the canvas hard again goes Gorgeous George. Backlund going for the pin. The pin roll is 3 or lower, but on a roll of 11, Gorgeous George kicks out. And the match continues with Backlund in control. Backlund now with a big underhook suplex. He is just throwing Gorgeous George all over the ring with any of a number of maneuvers. And now Backlund rolls him over into the Boston Crab. He's going to try for a submission here. The submission roll now 4 or lower. And on a roll of 3, Gorgeous George gives it up. So no surprise there, as Backlund takes the measure of Gorgeous George relatively easily by way of the Boston Crab. And Bob Backlund is the first man in the singles tournament to qualify for a trip to Denver on Sunday and an opportunity to wrestle in the semifinals and potentially the finals for the Filsinger Cup, the prestigious Filsinger Cup. So congratulations to Bob Backlund, your winner in tonight's opening matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with no time limit. This is a match for the quarterfinals of the Filsinger Cup men's tournament. Introducing first, out of Seattle, Washington, he stands at 6'4", weighs 255 pounds. He is accompanied to the ring by James J. Dillon. This is Johnny Valentine. And his opponent stands at 6'4", weighs 242 pounds, from Kings Lynn, England. This is the national treasure, Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis and Johnny Valentine set to square off here. Aldis, one of the pleasant surprises of this tournament. I wouldn't call him too much of a surprise because he's a good wrestler, but he got here by virtue of a victory over superstar Billy Graham in the round of 16 to put him here into the quarterfinals. So Aldis taking on Valentine, and Valentine picked up a very hotly contested victory over Terry Funk to get here. So it is Aldis and Valentine squaring off here in Augusta, Georgia in tonight's next matchup. And the opening initiative roll is won by Nick Aldis. Aldis in control off of the get-go. He is going to go for a double axe handle. That's an agility move. The agility is even for both these men. Johnny Valentine with a slight edge in the power. So the double axe handle is successful. Johnny Valentine is staggered, and Aldis comes right back at him, and he's going up to the top rope, and he is going to take Johnny Valentine over with a superplex. Wow! Big move by Nick Aldis to start things off, and Johnny Valentine quickly is down. Aldis comes in, and he's going to go now for a single leg takedown, a choice F maneuver. And on choice F, he will need a roll of 6 or lower to hit, 7 or lower to complete this. And on a roll of 8, Valentine escapes the single leg takedown, and it is Valentine who instead catches a standing arm lock. Aldis shoves Valentine over to the ropes, forcing the hold to be broken. They come back together in the center of the ring, and it is Aldis now catching a headlock. But quickly, Valentine reversing the headlock, and Valentine with a big forearm hammer that stuns Nick Aldis. He got him right upside the head with that forearm, and Aldis drops down to the canvas. Valentine now in control, and Valentine going for the atomic skull crusher. That's a +1 finisher. The pin roll here will be 3 or lower, and on a roll of 8, Aldis kicked out, but he got his bell rung on that one, and Johnny Valentine has taken control. Valentine now is going to go for a choice H maneuver, a backbreaker. He can either go death jump B, or on choice H, choice H would be agility, which would be 8 or lower. But Valentine's going to go up for the death jump. That's the more aggressive of the two rolls. And on a roll of 7, he nails a flying clothesline off the top rope. And Aldis is down once again. Valentine follows that up with another atomic skull crusher. Another pin attempt here. Pin roll here is 4 or lower. And on a roll of 7, Aldis kicks out again. But he is now at 2 points of fatigue as the match continues with Valentine in control. Valentine again going to go for that death jump. And this time on a roll of 3, that is bad news for Johnny Valentine. The opponent comes off the top rope with an awesome cross body block, but you counter with a specialty move. It's up to you, promoter. Opponent rolls pin. We'll say he got him with a power slam as Valentine was coming off the top rope. The pin roll here is only a 1, so there's not going to be a pin. But Valentine eats his first point of fatigue of the match, and Aldis now takes over. And Aldis is going to go up for a death jump of his own. Good thinking by Nick Aldis. Johnny Valentine, a C rating on the death jump. But on a roll of 3, that is Aldis getting up there too slow. And before Aldis can get to the top turnbuckle, Valentine catches him and throws him down to the mat. Valentine now in control. And another atomic skull crusher delivered. That is 3 atomic skull crushers delivered by Johnny Valentine. The pin roll now is 5 or lower, and on a roll of 7, Aldis still able to kick out. James J. Dillon encouraging his man from ringside as Johnny Valentine moves in, and this time he goes for the sleeper. Sleeper hold applied by Johnny Valentine. Aldis has had enough of this nonsense. He is going to get out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Both men A-rated performers on the arena floor, but on a roll of 6, that is a clean win for Nick Aldis. Will there be a disqualification? No siree. And now Aldis takes over control after body slamming Johnny Valentine onto the arena floor. Aldis now with a chance to do some damage. He is going to go for that single leg takedown again, that choice F maneuver. He needs a roll of 7 or lower to complete that. This time he gets it done. But on a roll of 6, Valentine with a level 1 reversal ducks out of that one, scrambles to his feet. Both men now coming together in the center of the ring. And it is Valentine with a reverse chinlock applied to Aldis. And Aldis down to one knee. Valentine back in control. And now a big chop to the chest by Johnny Valentine. Listen to that one echo through the streets of Augusta, Georgia. Aldis slow to get to his feet. And now it's Johnny Valentine with a whip to the ropes. I think that's our first whip to the ropes of the evening. And on a roll of 6, it is a drop down. Valentine drops down. Aldis coming off the ropes the other way. And this time on a roll of 12, it is a big forearm hammer delivered by Johnny Valentine as Nick Aldis was coming at him full speed. And he got all of that one. Aldis rocked by that move. Valentine once again in control. Another atomic skull crusher coming up here. The pin roll now is 6 or lower. And on a roll of 8, Aldis kicks out again. Boy, Nick Aldis has taken some big shots from Johnny Valentine here tonight. But Aldis keeps coming after it because he wants to make that trip to Denver for a chance to wrestle for the Filsinger Cup. And now it is Valentine going for a front face lock roll-up. This is a choice C maneuver. He'll need a roll of 7 or lower to complete the front face lock roll-up. And on a roll of 8, it is Aldis who makes his escape. And Aldis who comes back and rolls Valentine over into a bow and arrow. Nice reversal there by Nick Aldis. Good technical move. As Valentine was going for the roll-up, Aldis caught him with a bow and arrow submission hold. Valentine will not submit, but he is down. And Aldis now with a chance to do some damage of his own. Out of the ring we go. As Aldis pitches Valentine down to the arena floor. But on a roll of 8, Aldis is just going to wait him out and catch a breather inside the squared circle, while Valentine takes a moment to confer with James J. Dillon at ringside before climbing back into the ring where Nick Aldis is waiting. And now he's going to go for that single leg takedown again. This time, Valentine has the reversal. The single leg is unsuccessful. And now it's Valentine who is going to go with a knee lift into the midsection of Nick Aldis, stunning Nick Aldis. Aldis firing back, catches Valentine in a wrist lock. Wrist lock by Aldis takes Valentine down to one knee. And now back to the bow and arrow. Again for Nick Aldis. Trying to work the abs of Johnny Valentine. We'll see a submission here on a roll of snake eyes, but on a roll of 8, Valentine able to work his way free from the bow and arrow hold. Aldis still is in control. And now it's that single leg takedown again by Aldis. He got him down this time. And Valentine slowly gets to his feet with Aldis in control, and Aldis with a knife-edge chop across the chest of Johnny Valentine. Aldis fires back and catches that wrist lock again. This time, Valentine reverses the wrist lock with another big chop to the chest, and again, Aldis goes down. Boy, Johnny Valentine has just been punishing the rib cage of Nick Aldis. His rib cage is a bright red, and now it is Valentine going for the sleeper hold. Sleeper hold applied by Valentine. Aldis makes his way over to the ropes to force that to be broken. And the match continues with another big chop to the chest. Boy, he got all of that one. Aldis goes down. Valentine's going to go for the cover. The pin roll now 6 or lower. And on a roll of 7, Aldis just got his foot over the bottom rope. Wow. Johnny Valentine has delivered some big shots here tonight. And Nick Aldis is doing everything he can to just stay on his feet. And now Valentine going up for the death jump. Valentine going up for the death jump. And on a roll of 4, it is the too slow roll as Valentine tried to go up, got a little overconfident. Aldis caught him, and Aldis throws Valentine down to the mat. And now Aldis going for that single leg takedown again, and he gets him over and down. And this time Valentine is able to make his way back to his feet. Boy, Aldis has had a couple of opportunities here and has just not had the strength to follow through on those. As Valentine comes in, he attempts the arm drag. Aldis on the reversal, comes back with a wrist lock, and Valentine responds with a turning that over into a standing arm lock. As these two men do some chain wrestling in the center of the ring. Valentine's still in control, and Valentine tries to catch a headlock. Aldis escapes that, and it's Aldis with another wrist lock. Valentine counters the wrist lock and comes back with another arm drag that takes Aldis down. Both men scrambling to their feet and facing off again in the center of the ring. A little show of mutual respect from these two. Johnny Valentine may be a heel, but he is a wrestler, and he respects the wrestling abilities of one Nick Aldis here. As now they come back together again, and it is Valentine attempting a big body slam, but Aldis escapes out the back door of that and comes back with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes goes Johnny Valentine. And on a roll of 6, that is the drop down. So Valentine coming off the other way. This time runs into a running back elbow from Nick Aldis. That stuns Valentine. Aldis now with a chance to do some damage. Whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Valentine. And no, on a roll of 2, it is Aldis who attempts a running clothesline. Valentine moves out of the way. Aldis crashes hard into the turnbuckle. Valentine rolls him up. The pin roll now is 7 or lower. And on a roll of 6, he got him. After all of that, it was a failed charge into the turnbuckle that gave Valentine the opportunity he needed to finally get the pinfall victory over Nick Aldis after a really, really solid competitive match. Give credit to Johnny Valentine. He dished out a lot of punishment in that match, and he comes away with the hard-earned victory. So it will be Valentine moving on to Denver to wrestle for the Filsinger Cup. We've also seen Bob Backlund move on tonight. And Nick Aldis, no shame, son, get up. Actually a sign of a nod of respect exchanged between those two men as Aldis leaves the ring in disappointment after a hard-fought battle against Johnny Valentine here in the Filsinger Cup quarterfinals. All right, next up, our first tag team match of the night. Yeah, this is a semifinal match in the tag team bracket. The winner of this moves on to Denver for the finals of the Filsinger Cup tournament to take place this coming Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with no time limit. Disqualification rules will be in effect. This is a tag team matchup, and it is a semifinal match in the Filsinger Cup tournament for 2023. As we say hello tonight to Doug Hunt in the first row of the chat room. Welcome to you, sir. I am doing well. Hope all is well with you too, my friend. Introducing first at a total combined weight of 468 pounds, collectively from Sydney, Australia, this is Roy Heffernan and Al Costello. They are the Fabulous Kangaroos. So the Fabulous Kangaroos coming out to the boos of the crowd, not well liked by the fans here in Augusta, Georgia. And certainly not in comparison to their opponents, arguably the most popular tag team in all of the Heartland. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you from the City of Angels at a total combined weight of 442 pounds. It is Bobby Fulton and Tommy Rogers, the Fantastics. All right, the Fantastics and the Kangaroos. These two teams battled over the Patriot Tag Team Championship that is now held by the Fabulous Ones. And now the Kangaroos have a chance to take a measure of revenge in the Filsinger Cup semifinals here in Augusta, Georgia. It will be Bobby Fulton starting things off for the Fantastics against Al Costello. And as the two men come together in the center of the ring, it is Fulton who wins the initiative role. And it is Fulton who starts things off with a monkey flip. But that's not going to work. Al Costello, one of the few men around with more agility than Bobby Fulton, is able to dodge his way out of the monkey flip. And it is Costello who comes back with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Bobby Fulton. And on a roll of 7, that's the drop down. Costello drops down. Fulton bounces back off the ropes the other way. And on a roll of 4, it is Costello setting his head too soon. And Fulton catches him and drives him headfirst into the mat with a huge pile driver. An awesome pile driver, says the Into the Ropes chart. So Fulton now in control, and he nails Al Costello with a big drop kick. Costello staggers back. And it is Fulton who scores with a right-hand punch to the side of the head of Al Costello. Fulton taking control. Here comes Tommy Rogers. They're going to try a double team. And oh, on a roll of 3, that is a devastating double team move that fits the style of your tag team. A big double drop kick delivered by Rogers and Fulton. And that will be a add 1 move. So Costello eats the first point of fatigue in this match. Rogers in the ring and in control. And he is going to go for an atomic drop. He hits the atomic drop. Down goes Costello. Costello going to try and get over and make a tag. Unable to do so. As Tommy follows up with a tag move, a double sit-out hip toss. The double teaming again working wonders for the Fantastics. Costello again going to try and get out of the ring here. And on a roll of 10, he can't get there. As Bobby Fulton now is in the ring and in control with a big cross body block that topples Costello back down to the canvas. Fulton now with a big back body drop, a double team back body drop. But that is unsuccessful as Costello is able to reverse his way out of that one. And it is Costello who gets Fulton down to the mat and ties him up in a surfboard. Surfboard applied by Costello. Fulton working his way over to the ropes, gets to his feet. And they come together in the center of the ring. And as they come together, it is Fulton executing a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Al Costello. And oh, on a roll of 12, it is Costello who bounces forward off the turnbuckle and gets nailed by an incredible neck-breaking clothesline by Bobby Fulton. Costello down once again. Fulton now with a chance to do some damage. They're going to go for the rocket launcher. That's a +2 finisher. The pin roll here is 6 or lower, and that's a mandatory pin save. So Heffernan is going to try for the pin save. On a roll of 9, the pin save is unsuccessful. The pin roll now 6 or lower as Fulton goes for the cover. And on a roll of 7, Costello just kicks out. Wow, close call for the Kangaroos. As Fulton and Rogers hit their tag team finisher, the rocket launcher. Rogers now the legal man in the ring. He is going to go for a fantastic flip. That's also a tag move. That's a 0 finisher. The pin roll now 5 or lower. And on a roll of 5, they got him. Unless Heffernan can make a last-minute intervention. And on a roll of 7, he can't get there. So just like that, the Fantastics, with a big victory as Tommy Rogers pins Al Costello with the fantastic flip. And it is the Fantastics, the first team to make it to the finals of the Heartland Filsinger Cup Tag Team Tournament. Congratulations to Tommy and Bobby. They have been on a roll here in the Heartland, and they are now headed to Denver for a shot at the Filsinger Cup Tag Team Championship. All right, congratulations to the Fantastics as they move on, and our tournament rolls on with our next matchup. The following contest is scheduled for one fall with no time limit. Disqualification rules are in effect. This is a quarterfinal matchup in the Filsinger Cup Men's Tournament. Introducing first, standing at 6'4", weighing 246 pounds out of Robbinsdale, Minnesota. This is the Ravishing one, Rick Rude. Doug Hunt, that was a fantastic win indeed. As Rick Rude comes to the ring, cocky as ever, swiveling his hips, blowing kisses, and earning the contempt of the fans who boo him on his way as they await his much more popular opponent in this match. Coming to you from Abruzzi, Italy. Standing at 5'10", weighing 265 pounds, this is the one and only Bruno Sammartino. If I recall correctly, this is a Carlzilla bootleg. So thank you to Carlzilla for providing Bruno Sammartino. Rick Rude, of course, part of the Legends of Wrestling authentic black and white sets, and the color version came with the 2022 Legends Prime subscription. All right, so Bruno Sammartino and Rick Rude squaring off in this one. Rick Rude with a slight agility advantage. Bruno Sammartino has the advantage in the power. And Bruno would probably be considered the favorite in this match. But you can't ever take Rick Rude for granted. Bruno got here with a victory over Brian Danielson. And Rude got here with a victory over Kevin Von Erich. So, yeah, Sammartino has already taken down one very talented competitor. And now he squares off against Rick Rude in this quarterfinal matchup. And the opening initiative role is won by Rick Rude. So as they come together, it's Rude offering Bruno a test of strength. And Bruno happy to take him up on that. And it's actually on a reversal. Bruno who wins the test of strength and takes Rude down to his knees. Rude gets up and Bruno attempts to take him back down with an arm drag. But Rick Rude reverses that. And it is Rude with a double thrust to the throat that stuns Bruno. They come together again. Rude, just goes with a rake of the face and a hip swivel. Very disrespectful. Bruno not liking that. And Bruno is going to respond to that with a attempted a drop kick. But Rick Rude, the more agile of the two men, dodges out of the way of the drop kick. And it is Rude now in control with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Bruno. And on a roll of 8, it is a running back elbow delivered by Rick Rude that stuns Bruno. And Rude is still in control. Rude now with a swinging neck breaker that dumps Bruno on the back of his neck on the canvas. Bruno getting to his feet as Rude stays on him. And now it's Rude with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Bruno, and on a roll of 8, it is a big kick from Rick Rude that stuns Bruno. Rude managing to control the pace of the match here in the early going, and another big double thrust to the throat as Rick Rude is pulling out everything in his arsenal. They come together in the center of the ring, and it is Rude attempting a bear hug, another bad idea. Bruno with the power advantage powers his way out of the bear hug, and it is Bruno who comes back with a big uppercut, and that one caught Rick Rude right between the eyes, and Rude goes down. Bruno's going to go for the cover. The pin roll here is Snake Eyes, and on a roll of 9, Bruno is not able to complete the pin, but Bruno just knocked the taste out of Rick Rude's mouth with that big uppercut. Not surprising after the disrespect shown by Rude earlier in this match. Bruno now in control. He's going to attempt a Boston Crab. The Boston Crab is a choice H maneuver. So that gives him the option between a death jump and an agility roll. Rick Rude with a -1 on the agility. So the death jump is actually the better roll. Even though Bruno wasn't really a death jump guy, I wouldn't imagine. On a roll of 6, Bruno hits the death jump. And Rick Rude is down. Bruno follows that up with the Italian backbreaker. He's got him up looking for the submission. The submission roll will be 6 or lower. And on a roll of 8, Rick Rude is able to survive the Italian backbreaker. Rick Rude is down and he is hurt after that move. And Bruno goes right back to the Italian backbreaker a second time. Now the submission roll is 7 or lower. And on a roll of 8, Rude again just barely gets his way to the ropes. And the match will continue. Bruno in control here, going to go for that death jump once again. And on a roll of 12, he's going to go for the cover. Pin roll now 5 or lower. And on a roll of 5, he got him. So Bruno Sammartino with a relatively quick victory over Ravishing Rick Rude. And because Bruno's not a death jump guy, we'll go with the Boston Crab as the victory move there, which is what the original move was on the card with the choice H attached to it. So give the victory to Bruno by way of the Boston Crab. Bruno moves on to the semifinals of the tournament on Sunday in Denver, where he will join Johnny Valentine and Bob Backlund. Boy, talk about a who's who of wrestling greats. It is going to shape up to be a big day there in Denver on Sunday. And we've got one more semifinal participant to be to be chosen here in our following contest. As we say hello to Salvador, America. Walked right into a good matchup here, and there's another good one on the way. Battle of contrasting styles in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, your following contest is scheduled for one fall with no time limit. Disqualification rules will be in effect. And this match is a quarterfinal match in the Filsinger Cup Men's Tournament. Introducing first, standing at 6'1", weighing 245 pounds, out of Beverly Hills, California. This is Nick Bockwinkel. And his opponent, wrestling's worst nightmare, out of Marieville, Quebec, Canada. Standing at 5'11", weighing 255 pounds, this is Kevin Steen. And Kevin Steen, boy, he's really been a wrestler on the rise ever since he cut ties with Jimmy Hart and the Whatever We Want faction. So Steen has been going it alone, and he's been gaining in popularity. He picked up a hotly contested win over Ted DiBiase to get here. And Bockwinkel had a pretty routine victory over Adrian Adonis to make it to this quarterfinal matchup. And of course, Steen had that classic opening round matchup against the Hitman Bret Hart, a match of the year candidate, that one, with the battle between Steen and Hart that went all over the place. A total of 13 fatigue tokens, if I recall correctly, accumulated in that match before Steen picked up the hard-fought victory. And that is what has him here tonight in Augusta, Georgia, with a shot at joining the Immortals at the Filsinger Cup Final Tournament in Denver on Sunday. So we are ready. And it is Steen who comes out with the opening initiative roll, coming out aggressively and going for a hard elbow smash that nails Nick Bockwinkel, and Bockwinkel is stunned. Steen, obviously the more powerful of the two men, Bockwinkel with the agility advantage in this match, as Steen comes at him with a somersault leg drop. And he hit him with the leg drop, didn't get all of it. As the two men scramble back to their feet, they come together, and it is Bockwinkel attempting a forearm smash. Steen shakes that one off, and Steen comes back with a double leg takedown and quickly rolls Nick Bockwinkel over into a sharpshooter. Boy, Steen just pulling out all the stops here, as Bockwinkel quickly makes his way to the bottom rope, and the match continues. After the hold is broken, it is Steen with another big leg drop onto Bockwinkel, and Bockwinkel is hurt. Boy, Steen showing his mettle here. Whipped to the ropes, thought about it. Instead, he's going to roll up and go for a hard elbow smash again. Another power move by Steen. Bockwinkel absorbs that one. Bockwinkel fires back and maneuvers Steen over into an abdominal stretch. Nice counter wrestling there by Nick Bockwinkel, and Bockwinkel quite honestly needs a breather as he works that abdominal stretch. He took a couple of good shots from Kevin Steen, and Bockwinkel taking a moment to collect his thoughts here. Steen finally makes his way over to the top rope to force the hold to be broken, but it's Bockwinkel in control, and Bockwinkel is now going to attempt a drop kick. That is a choice C maneuver. He'll need a roll of 7 or lower to hit that. And on a roll of 8, Steen was a step ahead of him, and Steen got out of the way of the drop kick. And it is Steen who fires back now with another big leg drop onto Bockwinkel. After missing the drop kick, Bockwinkel went down. Steen dropped the leg on him. And Steen now with another sharpshooter. And Bockwinkel in trouble again, forced to crawl his way over to the bottom rope for the hold to be broken. As Steen twice now has caught Bockwinkel in near submission predicaments. Steen still in control, drops the leg on him again as Bockwinkel tries to wander free, and the referee finally separates him as Bockwinkel was still tied up in the ropes there. They come back together in the center of the ring, and it is Bockwinkel who attempts the snapmare. Steen reverses that, and Steen comes back with another hard elbow smash to the side of the head of Bockwinkel. Bockwinkel stunned again as Steen follows that up with a fisherman buster onto the knee. That is nasty. Wow, the impact of that blow really stunned Bockwinkel. Bockwinkel now is going to roll out of the ring and try and collect his thoughts on the arena floor. That may not be the best idea, but in this case, Bockwinkel does get the drop on Steen as Steen was coming out. Bockwinkel caught him by the leg and hit him. Oh, let's see, and hit him with a pile driver onto the ring steps. So Steen now in some trouble as Bockwinkel wins that brawl on the arena floor. And Bockwinkel is going to follow that up as action returns to the ring with a figure 4 leg lock. The submission roll here will be on Snake Eyes, but on a roll of 5, Steen is able to survive the figure 4 leg lock and the match continues. And Bockwinkel comes back at him with another pile driver. Steen staggering to his feet. His running lights have been dimmed. Bockwinkel's on him, and Bockwinkel's going to go for another drop kick on a roll of 7 or lower. This time, again, he is unable to connect. Steen avoids the drop kick, and Steen comes back. Thought about a whip to the turnbuckle. Instead, he's going to roll up and try for a super kick, a choice D maneuver. He'll need a roll of 9 or lower to hit the super kick. And on a roll of 6, he nailed it. And Bockwinkel again is going to roll out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Good super kick by Steen to reverse the momentum of this match. And this time on a roll of 6. That's the best man win rolls. And of course, Steen with the better out of the ring rating. And it is Steen with a body slam onto the arena floor that stuns Nick Bockwinkel. Bockwinkel down, Steen in control. As they come back into the ring, it's Steen with a nasty pile driver onto the ring apron. And as we all know, the ring apron is the hardest part of the ring. And Bockwinkel will be the first to tell you that after that big power bomb by Steen. That's going to cost Bockwinkel a point of fatigue. Steen in control now. Bite to the face. Oh my goodness. Steen is just pulling out his dirtiest tactics here. Biting the face of Bockwinkel. The referee lays the count on him and forces him to clear away from Bockwinkel, but Steen stays on him. And now it is Steen who is going to go with an attempt at a no-handed enziguri, but Bockwinkel got out of the way of that one with relative ease. Bockwinkel now in control. Whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Kevin Steen. But oh, on a roll of 3, that is the big pile driver executed by Kevin Steen as Nick Bockwinkel set his head too early and paid the price. Steen now back in control. And on a roll of 3, that is the high angle senton bomb, and down hard to the canvas goes Nick Bockwinkel. Bockwinkel slow to get to his feet. He was really hurt by that move. And now another power bomb onto the ring apron by Steen costs Bockwinkel another point of fatigue. This match is turning into a war as Kevin Steen is doing everything in his power to neutralize the intellectual and technical superiority of Nick Bockwinkel. Steen stays on him. What's he going to do? He's going to clinch up and fire away at Bockwinkel with hockey punches. Bockwinkel returning fire as they go toe-to-toe in the center of the ring, pounding away. And now it is Bockwinkel who drops down with a double leg takedown and quickly rolls Steen over into the Boston Crab. Boston Crab applied by Bockwinkel. Steen quick to get to the ropes to escape that. And now as they come together again in the center of the ring, it is Bockwinkel with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Steen, and again, it is Bockwinkel setting his head too soon, and Steen just drilling him with a headbutt right between the eyes. Bockwinkel is down. What's Steen going to do here? He is going to pitch Bockwinkel out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Action on the arena floor, and on a roll of 5, that is the double DQ roll. Will we see Steen disqualified? No. Will we see Bockwinkel disqualified? No. Now we go to the odd even roll to decide this one. Bockwinkel will get the even roll. And on a roll of 3, it is Steen who wins the brawl on the arena floor and slams the head of Nick Bockwinkel into the ring apron. Bockwinkel stunned after that. And Steen now in control again. Chance to do some more damage. Another big high angle senton bomb takes Bockwinkel down to the canvas again. Boy, Steen, great athlete for such a big dude. We've seen him with the senton bombs. We've seen power bombs. We saw a super kick. And now what are we going to see? We're going to see another foray out to the arena floor as Bockwinkel rolls out and Steen's on him. And now on a roll of 4 on the out of the ring chart, that is that's the double DQ roll. I think I goofed that up earlier. But anyhow, the DQ rules are in place. Steen may be disqualified. He will not. Bockwinkel will not be disqualified. We go back to odd even. Bockwinkel will get the even roll, and this time on a roll of 2, it is Bockwinkel who wins the brawl on the arena floor and slams the head of Kevin Steen into the ring post. Wow, this match has turned into a bloody mess. As Bockwinkel in control with a big pile driver. Puts Steen on the canvas. Steen stays down. Bockwinkel now with a chance to do more damage. Another pile driver, and Steen again stays down. Steen in big trouble here as Bockwinkel takes control. Another pile driver, 3 in a row, and Steen is nearly motionless on the canvas. What's Bockwinkel going to do now? He's going to go up for a let's see, the choice H. I think we decided that he was better off with the, let's see, death jump B versus agility 8 or lower. We'll go with a death jump. That's the more dangerous move. And on a roll of 6, he nails the death jump, and Steen is still down. And now it is the figure 4 leg lock applied again by Nick Bockwinkel. Submission roll here on 3 or lower. And on a roll of 11, Steen quickly powers his way to the bottom rope, forcing the hold to be broken. Bockwinkel in control. Bockwinkel now choking his man on the ropes. Referee lays the count on him. Steen gets a moment to take a breather, and now it is a leg drop delivered by Bockwinkel. On to Steen across the middle rope. And now it is a blow to the back of the knee of Steen as Bockwinkel starts working on the knee. And now he's going to go for another drop kick on 7 or lower. On a roll of 6, he hits the drop kick. And he's going to go for the cover. Pin roll here is 3 or lower. And on a roll of 6, Steen kicks out. But the fatigue starting to take the measure of both men. Bockwinkel back in control. Another big pile driver. He didn't get all of that one as Steen was able to tuck his head a little bit and not take the full brunt of that blow. Bockwinkel still first to his feet. Tries for another drop to the leg. This time he misses that as Steen rolls out of the way. And Bockwinkel's knee crashes to the canvas. And now Steen is back to biting the face. Face being bitten again now for the second time. Bockwinkel is infuriated. He's calling Kevin Steen all kinds of names with all kinds of syllables, as Bockwinkel was known to do. But Steen doesn't care. Steen with a big punch to the side of the head. Bockwinkel's had enough. He fires back with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Kevin Steen. And on a roll of 6, it is a reversal. And it is Steen sending Bockwinkel into the turnbuckle. And it is Steen with a big kick to the side of the head of Nick Bockwinkel as Bockwinkel came off the turnbuckle. Steen back in control. And Steen now again biting the face of Nick Bockwinkel. The referee has seen about enough of this, but Steen is just going to keep biting him. And now as they separate, it is another clench up and Steen firing away with those hockey punches. Bockwinkel can't keep up. As Steen by far with a better punch. And now a big hard elbow smash by Steen stuns Bockwinkel. What's he going to do now? Steen rolling up to an attempt at a super kick. On a roll of 9 or lower, he can hit the super kick. And on a roll of 6, he got him. And Bockwinkel goes down after the super kick. What a move by Kevin Steen, coming out of that clinch and just nailing Bockwinkel with the super kick. And now another power bomb onto the ring apron. And Bockwinkel eats another point of fatigue. Bockwinkel rolling out of the ring and down to the arena floor. And this time on a roll of 2, it is Bockwinkel again winning the brawl on the arena floor and dropping Kevin Steen throat first onto the security railing. What a smart move by Nick Bockwinkel to take advantage of that situation. Bockwinkel now in control. He's going to go for a choke on the ropes. And Steen is going to roll back out of the ring and down to the arena floor yet again. And this time it is Bockwinkel who's just going to take a breather in the ring and force Steen to make that helpless crawl back into the ring to get things rolling. Bockwinkel's waiting. He's going to go up for a death jump. And on a roll of 10, I believe that is the agility roll, and the agility does belong to Bockwinkel. So it is Steen trying to take Bockwinkel off the top turnbuckle. Bockwinkel kicks him in the head and knocks Steen back down to the canvas. Bockwinkel in control. Bockwinkel now is not going to let Steen roll out of the ring. Instead, Bockwinkel is going to capture the abdominal stretch and try and wear Steen down a bit. Bockwinkel follows that up with an attempt at a drop toe hold. Steen avoids that, and it is Steen who comes back with another hard elbow smash to the side of the head. Good blow there by Steen. Steen now tries for another enziguri. He misses that, and it is Bockwinkel who takes him down with a drop toe hold again. Bockwinkel on the mat and in control, and now a whip to the ropes by Bockwinkel. Off the ropes comes Kevin Steen, and on a roll of 6, that's the drop down. Bockwinkel drops down, Steen coming off the other way, and this time Steen caught him with a flying shoulder tackle coming off the ropes, and it is Bockwinkel who goes down. Steen back in control, and this time he just gouges the eyes of Bockwinkel. The referee is incensed, but the match will go on as Steen misses another kick, and it is Bockwinkel who comes back with another drop toe hold and another takedown back down to the mat, trying to slow down this madman Steen, and now he's locked him up once again in the abdominal stretch. Will we see a submission here? Submission roll 4 or lower, and on a roll of 11, Steen again powers his way out of the abdominal stretch. And now Bockwinkel goes to the sleeper. Trouble here. The Bockwinkel sleeper has been applied. The submission roll now 7 or lower, and on a roll of 8, Steen just barely escapes. I don't believe it. This Steen is a miracle worker. He survived Bret Hart. He survived the Bockwinkel sleeper. What's Bockwinkel going to do now? Choke on the ropes. Steen slumps down to the canvas. He's barely conscious as Bockwinkel goes up for another death jump. And he scores on the death jump with a nice flying clothesline off the top rope. Bockwinkel still in control. And now to the figure 4. Figure 4 leg lock applied. Submission roll 7 or lower. And on a roll of 7, he got him. Wow, what a match that was. As Bockwinkel finally gets the measure of Kevin Steen by way of the figure 4 after a fantastic match. Boy, Kevin Steen, if nothing else, has been the MVP of the Filsinger Cup tournament. The 2 best matches in the entire bracket were both Kevin Steen. First his victory over Bret Hart, and then a very hard-fought loss to Nick Bockwinkel. As Bockwinkel, with the figure 4 leg lock, has won the match and moved on to the semifinals on Sunday in Denver. So yeah, the semifinals of the Filsinger Cup men's tournament are now complete. It will be these 4 men wrestling off on Sunday for the Filsinger Cup. Nick Bockwinkel, Bruno Sammartino, Bob Backlund, and Johnny Valentine. Quick check of the bracket shows that it will be Sammartino versus Valentine and Backlund versus Bockwinkel. And those are going to be 2 classics in and of themselves. The finals will also be held in the main event of Sunday's show right here on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network from the Dave Cave. All right, we've got one more match to go tonight, but I'm going to need to wet my whistle again before we go any further with this, because I about used up my entire voice as Bockwinkel battled to a hard-fought victory over Kevin Steen. So yes, indeed, Salvatore America with some insightful comments in the chat room, as well as Doug Hunt. As Kevin Steen was channeling his inner Abdullah the Butcher, just trying to bite the face of Nick Bockwinkel right off of his skull. Bockwinkel survived all those dirty tactics, 3 power bombs onto the ring apron, and finally came away with the victory by way of the figure 4 leg lock. And now, after further review with Steve Tower is here. Bang, bang. Cactus Jack is ready in the backstage area indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with no time limit. Disqualification rules are in effect for this match. This is the semifinal match in the Filsinger Cup Tag Team Championship Tournament. Introducing first, by special request, from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, standing at 6'2", weighing 287 pounds, this is Cactus Jack. As 99% of the fans in Augusta, Georgia are booing, and one guy up in the back row with a ukulele and a New England Patriot jersey is cheering for the arrival of Cactus Jack here in Augusta, Georgia. And his tag team partner from Boston, Massachusetts, standing at 5'11", weighing 252 pounds, this is Kevin Sullivan. Kevin Sullivan and Cactus Jack here in Augusta to take their shot at moving on to the finals of the tag tournament Sunday in Denver. And their opponents, at a total combined weight of 525 pounds, out of Bay City, Michigan, it is Rick and Scotty, the Steiner brothers. All right, the Steiner brothers, beloved throughout the Heartland, as they prepare to take on the very dangerous team of Kevin Sullivan and Cactus Jack. And of course, the history between Kevin Sullivan and Rick Steiner is well documented throughout the annals of wrestling. It will be Scotty Steiner starting things off for the Steiner brothers against Cactus Jack. Cactus Jack licking his lips, a gleam in his eye, bang, bang, he says to Scotty Steiner as they come together in the center of the ring. And it is Cactus Jack who wins the opening initiative role. And it is Jack who goes for a swinging neck breaker. But Scotty has the power advantage, so that's not going to work. And Scotty is going to fire back with a fall-away slam that takes Cactus Jack down to the canvas. The fans cheering as Cactus Jack eats canvas for the first time in this match. Jack gets back to his feet, hasn't lost his smile as they come together in the center of the ring again. And Steiner hits him with a Steiner line, and Cactus Jack will not go down. Cactus Jack now, Steiner goes with the forearm shot. That's a choice B maneuver, choice B, so he can either go turnbuckle A or agility. The agility is a +1, so Steiner will go the agility route, and he can hit this forearm shot on a roll of 9 or lower. And on a roll of 7, he hits it. And Cactus Jack is dazed and staggers back a step. They come together in the center of the ring. Cactus Jack still on his feet as Scotty goes for the single leg takedown, takes Cactus down to the mat, and quickly Cactus gets over and makes the tag to his partner Kevin Sullivan. So Cactus Jack didn't accomplish much in that situation. Scotty controlled most of the action, but no harm was done, as now Sullivan comes in to see if he can take the measure of young Scotty Steiner. Sullivan attempts a headbutt. Another power move, another fail. As Steiner follows that up and takes Sullivan down to the canvas. Tried to go for the single leg Boston Crab, couldn't get it done. As Sullivan slips away, and they come back together again, and it's Sullivan with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Scotty Steiner, but on a roll of 4, it is Steiner who bounces off the turnbuckle and catches Kevin Sullivan coming in with a skull-splitting running lariat. Sullivan goes down hard. And Sullivan gets back to his feet. Scotty's going to tag in brother Rick, who makes his first appearance in the ring. Rick running around the ring, barking at the fans, barking at the moon, barking at Kevin Sullivan, barking at Steve Tower, barking at anybody and everybody in his sights. As he comes in and goes right for a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Kevin Sullivan. And on a roll of 6, that is a reversal. It is Sullivan who whips Steiner into the turnbuckle. And as Steiner bounces off the turnbuckle, he is crushed by a big kick from Kevin Sullivan. Sullivan now in control. Sullivan with a stop to the head. That's not going to hurt the head of Rick Steiner. Steiner gets up and comes right back with a twisting power slam that takes Kevin Sullivan down to the canvas. Kevin Sullivan's supposed to be the smartest guy in the match, but I don't know what he attempted to accomplish by kicking Rick Steiner in the head. Steiner now back in control. And Rick with a big Steiner line takes Sullivan down to the canvas. Sullivan goes down and stays down. Steiner's on him. Backbreaker into a buckle ram. Big move there by Rick Steiner. Sullivan tangled up in the ropes momentarily. Finally gets to his feet, and Steiner drills him with another Steiner line. Rick goes for the cover. The pin roll 3 or lower, and on a roll of 11, Sullivan able to kick out. And the match will continue. Steiner's on Sullivan like white on rice. He's going to go for a back body drop, a choice C maneuver. Choice C. He needs 7 or lower to hit this. And on a roll of 4, he got him down with that back body drop. And he's going to go for the cover again. The pin roll now is 4 or lower. And Sullivan able to kick out. Now Brother Scotty's coming in. We're going to see a Steiner Brothers double team. And on a roll of 9, it is Rick who holds Kevin Sullivan. And Scotty comes off the ropes and delivers a running forearm smash. So Scotty now the legal man in the ring. As Sullivan has had a rough go of it here the last couple of minutes. And Scotty now with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Kevin Sullivan. And on a roll of 4, it is Scotty who drops his head too soon. And Sullivan nails him with a boot to the side of the head. Sullivan now in control. Scotty is down. And Sullivan now is going to go to the double foot stomp. That's his finisher. It's a +2. The pin roll here is 4 or lower. And on a roll of 3, he may get him. Rick's going to have to try the pin save. And on a roll of 5, he just is able to make the save. Wow. Kevin Sullivan out of nowhere puts Scotty down on the mat, hits the double foot stomp, and only alert thinking by Rick Steiner. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I did say thinking and Rick Steiner in the same sentence. Didn't mean to. It just slipped out. But Sullivan's still in control here. And Sullivan now is going to go up for a death jump. And on a roll of 9, he nails the death jump. B9 is a successful death jump. As Steiner goes down once again. Tag to Cactus Jack. Here comes a double team on behalf of the team of Sullivan and Cactus Jack. And on a roll of 4, it is a devastating double team move that fits the style of your tag team. As Sullivan and Cactus Jack hit a double clothesline that costs Scotty Steiner another point of fatigue. That's what you want to see out of a double team move. Cactus Jack now in control. Scotty has been stunned. And Cactus Jack now goes to the double arm DDT. That's his finisher. The pin roll is a 6. So Rick Steiner's going to have to use the last pin save. And on a roll of 5, Rick Steiner makes the save. But the Steiners have used both of their pin save attempts. And Scotty's in trouble here. He is at the mercy of Cactus Jack. And Cactus Jack now with a diving elbow off the ring apron nails Scotty. Can Scotty make the tag? Yes, he can. Scotty just able to make the tag. And Rick Steiner now into the ring against Cactus Jack as we say hello to Al Red Sox fan in the chat room just in time for your main event of the evening. Steiner coming in off the hot tag. Goes for a hip toss. Takes him over and down. Steiner on a roll here. He's going to go for the back body drop on Cactus Jack. A choice C maneuver. He needs 8 or lower to hit the back body drop. And on a roll of 4, he got him over and down. And Cactus Jack goes down and stays down. Rick now with a belly-to-belly suplex. Cactus slowly getting back to his feet. Rick's on him. Rick now with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Cactus Jack. And on a roll of 6, that is a running back elbow by Rick Steiner that stuns Cactus Jack. Rick's got to do it all by himself. Scotty's gotten banged up in this match. Rick now with a bite to the forehead. Taking a page out of the book of Kevin Steen. Cactus Jack is just laughing. Cactus Jack laughing as Steiner bites his forehead. Steiner follows that up with a hip toss. And Cactus Jack quickly gets to his feet, still smiling from ear to ear, as Steiner comes at him this time with a body slam and down to the canvas hard. Wow. I think Cactus Jack learned his lesson there, as that body slam from Rick Steiner just took all of the starch out of Cactus Jack. Steiner now going for that back body drop again on a roll of 8 or lower. And this time he got it again. And Cactus Jack goes down. Steiner remains in control. He's going to try that back body drop again. And again he hits it. And again Cactus Jack is down. Scotty wants into the ring. The tag is made. Steiner's going for a double team. And on a roll of 10, that's the elbow smash once again with Rick holding Cactus Jack. Scotty coming off with the elbow smash. That's only a level 2 move though, so that did not serve the Steiners well. And now Scotty's in the ring and he's the weaker of the 2 men. He goes with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Cactus. And on a roll of 11, it is a big specialty move. A Frankensteiner by Scotty Steiner. Cactus Jack is down. Steiner with a chance to do some damage here. Double underhook powerbomb, and Cactus Jack slowly getting back up to his feet as Cactus Jack absorbed all of that punishment and came out of it unfazed. Scotty tags back into Rick. Rick now back in the ring against Cactus. As the match continues. And it is Rick with a double team backbreaker / elbow smash. Cactus Jack eats that and comes right back for more. Rick now with a twisting power slam, and Cactus Jack is leaving the ring. Out to the arena floor we go. I'm surprised it went this long before action spilled out of the ring, as Cactus Jack on the arena floor just grabs Rick Steiner and suplexes him onto the arena floor. Possible disqualification coming here. And we will not see a disqualification on that suplex onto the arena floor. Cactus Jack now in control. And he hits the Cactus clothesline. The Cactus clothesline. Cactus Jack coming over the top rope, taking both men down. And both men taking add 1 on that move. Sullivan quickly rolls Steiner back into the ring. Cactus is going for the cover. The pin roll is 4. And on a roll of 9, Rick's able to kick out. But Cactus Jack in control here after that breakneck Cactus clothesline took both men down. Cactus Jack now pitches Steiner out of the ring yet again. And we will see shenanigans. Shenanigans chart in effect. On a roll of 11, it's ringside mayhem. What is going to happen here? Ringside mayhem in the Filsinger Cup tournament. They said it couldn't be done, but now Cactus Jack has proven them wrong. The roll is 10. It's outside interference. And it is outside interference on behalf of the Steiners. Believe it or not, the Steiner brothers have somebody coming in to their assistance. And we will say this is the this is the return of Mischief, as Mischief had feuded with the Steiner or the Cactus Jack and Kevin Sullivan team back when they were being seconded by Christina Von Erie, her former tag partner. So Mischief comes in and is going to attempt outside interference. We go to the outside interference table, and the roll is 5. Your ally attacks the opponent with a deadly specialty move. Roll disqualification 6. There will be no disqualification, and that puts Steiner back on level 3 offense. So Mischief came in and got a cheap shot in on Cactus Jack to put Steiner in control here. And Steiner with another backbreaker onto the buckle. And Cactus Jack again rolling out of the ring. No shenanigans this time. It's Cactus Jack on the arena floor. And on a roll of 7, that's the best man win roll. That goes to Rick Steiner, as both men are A-rated out of the ring performers. And it is Steiner with an Irish whip into the ring barricade that stuns Cactus Jack. What an amazing match we're seeing here, as brutal as you might have expected. Rick Steiner now is got a choice H maneuver, a German suplex, which can either be a death jump or an agility roll. The agility roll will be 9 or lower versus a death jump of B. And we'll go for the agility on 9 or lower. And on a roll of 9, he nails it. And Cactus Jack again rolls out of the ring and down to the arena floor. And this time there will be no shenanigans, as it is, again, Rick Steiner who wins the brawl on the arena floor, holding his own with a cannonball off the ring apron. Cactus Jack saying, hey, that's gimmick infringement. That's my move. And now Scotty wants back into the ring for another double team. And this time on a roll of 11. That is going to be a botch. As this time it is Rick holding Cactus, but Cactus ducks out of the way as Scotty comes in with the clothesline, and there is a collision, Steiner on Steiner, and both men go down, and it is Cactus Jack now in control against Rick Steiner, still the legal man in the ring. Whip to the turnbuckle. Cactus Jack thought better of that, and instead comes back with a rake of the eyes. Steiner fires back with an elbow drop. Cactus Jack rolls out of the way of the elbow drop. And it is Cactus Jack with a stump pile driver on Rick Steiner. What a move out of nowhere. He's going to go for the cover. The pin roll 5 or lower. And on a roll of 11, it is Steiner who kicks out. Again, Rick and Scotty out of pin saves. As Cactus Jack now in control. And now he is going to go for the diving elbow off the ring apron. And it is Steiner now leaving the ring. Out to the arena floor we go again. It will be a possible double count out here. We're not going to let that happen. So instead we're going to go to gut check roll between Steiner and Cactus Jack to see who wins the brawl on the arena floor. And the brawl is won by Cactus Jack. Cage plus fatigue for Cactus Jack is a +1, and for Steiner, it's also a +1. So the rolls were even. So they just battle it out on the arena floor, and that didn't solve anything. Action comes back into the ring, where it is Cactus Jack in control. Yeah, I believe it was Steiner who left the ring. So Cactus Jack maintains control. And now Cactus Jack with the double arm DDT. That's the +2 finisher. Finishing roll here is 8 or lower. And on a roll of 10, Steiner manages to kick out once again. When are these guys going to figure out you can't hurt the head of Rick Steiner? Cactus Jack stays on it. He's going for a methodical corner beatdown. This is a choice G maneuver. So he can either use the death jump roll or the power roll, and you definitely want the death jump roll here. And on a roll of 12, he's going to get a pinfall opportunity. The pin now is 7 or lower. And on a roll of 7, they got him. So Kevin Sullivan and Cactus Jack with the victory in a great match. As Rick Steiner takes the pin, Cactus Jack with the double arm DDT. With the pinfall victory over Rick Steiner, the same move that Cactus Jack and Kevin Sullivan used to defeat the Road Warriors. As, again, it was a 4-way fracas. Kevin Sullivan with a loaded boot to the back of the head of Hawk to set that up. And Cactus Jack put him down with a double arm DDT to finish off Hawk. And now it is Cactus Jack again with a double arm DDT to take down Rick Steiner and send Cactus Jack and Kevin Sullivan to the finals of the Filsinger Cup, tag team tournament, where they will meet the team of the Fantastics in the tournament final. All right, boy, I've got the hiccups now after all that. Oh, the humanity, Jack in control, more cowbell. Bang, bang. What a main event. Cactus Jack and Kevin Sullivan, your winners. They'll take on the Fantastics. All right, everybody. Thank you for turning up tonight. There will not be a broadcast tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a fun day. I am headed over to Milwaukee to a tournament of payoff pitch baseball that's being run by Kurt Berglund. I've never met Kurt Berglund in person before, even though we live just about an hour and a half apart. So I am looking forward to that. Bob Hansen, also of Bob's Sports Replays, will be there. I've met Bob any number of times. Usually in Denver, I meet up with Bob. Now we get to meet up someplace other than Denver. Bob also a Milwaukee guy, so we're just down the road, and finally we get to meet someplace other than Denver. Dan Janizik will be there. The creator of Payoff Pitch Baseball will be there. Kurt Berglund will be there. Should be a fun day tomorrow. But by virtue of that tournament, the wrestling will be postponed until Sunday. So sometime late afternoon Sunday, probably around 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock Central Time, we'll be back on the channel with the finals of the Filsinger Cup tournaments. It will be BACKLUND versus BRUNO. It will be BACKLUND versus BOCKWINKEL, SAMMARTINO versus VALENTINE in the men's bracket. The men's tag team final, as you know, will be Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton, the Fantastics, against Kevin Sullivan and Cactus Jack. On the ladies' side, it will be Kelly Klein and cheerleader Melissa in one semifinal. That'll be a slobber knocker without a doubt. And on the other side, Nicole Matthews will battle Sumi Sakai in the ladies' bracket. The ladies' tag team finals will pitch the Kimber Bombs against the team of Malaya Hosaka and Jazz. It's going to be Malaya Hosaka and Jazz against the team of Nicole Savoy and Mercedes Martinez. My mistake. So 6 great matches again on Sunday afternoon. Looking forward to the biggest show of the year, the Filsinger Cup Tournament Championships at the Tournament of Champions 2023 from Denver this Sunday afternoon. So until then, thank you all for tuning in. Al, Red Sox fan, Doug Hunt, Salvador, America. After further review with Steve Tower. Let's see, other folks we had here earlier. Doug Hunt, Salvador, America. Yeah, great group tonight. Thank you for everybody who came out. And thank you for tuning in to tonight's impromptu wrestling broadcast. From the Dave Cave, this is Dave Little signing off. That's our stream, and I am out of here.